Hi everybody, good afternoon. My name is Stephanie, and on my demonstration video today, I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple recipe for your family for dinner, and it's going to be ground beef stroganoff. So the ingredients that you're going to need for this recipe is a pound of ground beef. You're going to need a half a cup of yellow onion. You're going to need 1 to 2 cloves of garlic, but if you don't like using a whole garlic clove, this is so simple. It's garlic in a jar. It's already cut up for you. You're going to need about a teaspoon of this garlic as well. You're also going to need butter. You're going to use 3 tablespoons of salted butter, whatever kind of butter you want to use. This is my preferred butter that I like to use for this recipe. Also, you're going to use 3 tablespoons of flour, which I will show what that is for later in the video. Also, you're going to use 1.5 cups of your beef broth. I use about a little over half of it. You're also going to need sour cream. And then you're going to need a 10.5 ounce can of cream of mushroom soup. And then lastly, I like to use egg noodles for this recipe. Any kind of egg noodles, any type of pasta that you want to use, totally up to you and your preference. I like to use egg noodles. If you don't like pasta, you can also use rice or toast. So to start, you want to get your pan on the stove and get your pan hot. I use the biggest pan that I have, and this is the same pan that you're going to use to brown your ground beef, as well as to make the roux, which I will explain shortly. You're also going to want to go ahead and get your pot of water on the stove and get that boiling for your noodles. Once your pan is already warm, you want to go ahead and put your ground beef in the pan with your onions and your garlic. You want to brown your ground beef. Once it is browned, you want to go ahead and drain the juice and set aside for later. Do not return it to the pan, okay? At this point, you're going to go ahead and you're going to take your 3 tablespoons of butter and you're going to put it into that pan that you use to make your ground beef. You're going to let the butter melt. And then you're going to go ahead and take your 3 tablespoons of flour into that melted butter and you're going to whisk it. It is going to get lumpy, which is totally normal, so don't stress about that. So at this point, your water should already be boiling. You want to go ahead and add your noodles to the water and cook it as the directions say on the package. The next step, you want to add 1.5 cups of your beef broth to your butter and flour mixture. And you're going to want to stir that vigorously to get all of those lumps out of that mixture. Once you have removed all the lumps out of that mixture, you're going to go ahead and turn it on to high. For 2 to 3 minutes, it is going to boil, but you want to see it start to thicken. Once you see it start to thicken, you want to bring your temperature down to medium. And then you're going to go ahead and add your 1 cup of sour cream. And you're going to whisk that into the mixture. And then you're going to go ahead and take your 10.5 ounce can of cream of mushroom and you're going to add that to that mixture as well. Now, if you notice that your mixture is starting to get a little bit too thick, you can go ahead and add some more beef broth to it to loosen it up. Also, at this point, I forgot to say in the ingredients earlier, you can add mushrooms to this recipe if you want to. Totally up to you, and it's totally optional. But at this point, if you do want to add mushrooms, you want to add it after you have incorporated everything, your flour, your butter, your beef broth, your sour cream, and your can of mushroom soup. Once you've incorporated all of that, then you can go ahead and add the mushrooms to that mixture. The next step, you're just going to add salt and pepper to taste to your liking. If you want to add more sour cream or if you want to add more cream of mushroom soup, you are more than welcome to do so. It is all a taste thing at this point. The final step to this process is to go ahead and add your ground beef mixture back to this roux with your mushrooms, your butter. You want to add your ground beef back at this point in time. You want to let it reheat, and your noodles should be done at this point where you've already drained them. They are in the strainer waiting for you to be put on a plate. You can go ahead and put your egg noodles onto a plate and then take your beef mixture, put it on top of your noodles, and enjoy. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. This is one of my favorites, super easy to make, and my family absolutely loves it. And I hope you guys get to try it out someday. Thanks.